Hello everyone. In the previous lecture, we had the discussion over the theorem, that is rotation of axis, and through what angle we have to rotate the coordinate system so that we can eliminate xy term in the transformed equation. And the original equation was second degree non-homogeneous equation. So this is what our journey from the beginning. Initially, we have discussed coordinate geometry fundamentals. Uh, and also the various centers of the triangle and some standard formulas and standard shortcuts based on that. And then we went to locus, and there also we had discussion of some problems and transformation of axis. Even in locus transformation of axis, we have many more high-end applications. అంటే ఇప్పటివరకు మనం డిస్కస్ చేసిన ప్రాబ్లమ్సే కాకుండా చాలా ఇన్డెప్త్ అప్లికేషన్స్ కూడా ఉన్నాయి, అంటే డిఫికల్టీ లెవెల్స్. కాకపోతే the problems which are based on these the conceptual levels, like which are involved in terms of straight lines, అంటే మన లోకస్లో అయినా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ యాక్సెస్ అయినా ఇంకా బేసిక్ జియోమెట్రీలో అయినా కూడా స్ట్రైట్ లైన్స్ కాన్సెప్ట్లో ఇన్డెప్త్గా వెళ్ళే ఈక్వేషన్స్ చాలా ఉంటాయి. సో దేర్ వన్ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఆఫ్ స్ట్రైట్ లైన్స్. సో దట్స్ ద రీజన్ let us begin the class of straight lines. Okay, in the journey of straight lines, once again we'll be dealing with the concepts of locus and translation of axis and the high end applications. So when you are dealing a problem of high difficulty level, there the concepts involved of locus as well translation of axis, including straight lines. Okay, don't think that in transformation of axis we have discussed only some fundamental problems. You're right, but the next level problems will be discussed with the help of the straight lines concept. That's the reason, because you people are not aware. That is the reason I am giving you the awareness over this. Okay, let's go with the next concept that is very very important. Okay, straight lines, which will also helpful for you in the upcoming topics like pair of straight lines and circles, conic sections. When you are going for circles, there also you will use straight lines and its concepts. When you are going for conic sections, means parabola, hyperbola and ellipse, even then you will be discussing the concepts of straight lines. There is a connectivity, interconnectivity will be there. That's the reason you have to be in contact with the fundamentals what we have been discussing since beginning. Understand? So in particularly in straight lines, I think you have fundamental knowledge that what type of equation represents the straight lines. Okay, and the basic results like the equation of the straight line parallel to x-axis, parallel to y-axis, perpendicular to x-axis, perpendicular to y-axis. Such kind of fundamentals you might be having the knowledge. Anyway, we'll discuss once again all of them. Okay, so when it comes to straight lines, at first what we will be discussing the standard equation of the type ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. That is the first degree equation in two variables or in one variable, whatever. The first degree equation where a and b not equal to 0 here, a comma b not equal to 0. Okay, then the equation or the graph what is being obtained by taking the equation of by is equal to minus of ax plus c. Okay, you'll be getting different coordinates, like for suppose if you make the subject into by, something like this, minus of ax plus c, and y is equal to minus of ax plus c by b. Now for different inputs of x, will be getting different outputs of y. For such kind of coordinates, if you make the graph, that will be a straight line. That straight line may pass through any of the quadrants what we have discussed, quadrant 1 and 2, quadrant 1 and 3, quadrant 1 and 4, whatever the type. But whereas if you are taking the equation of the type something like ax plus b is equal to 0, even then this represents a straight line. But here this straight line is going to be in the form of this, see, x is equal to minus v by a, so x is equal to k, where k is nothing but some constant. X is equal to k in the sense the straight line is going to be, tell me, parallel to y-axis, because the straight line is passing through certain value or certain point k comma 0 on the x-axis, and hence it will be parallel to y-axis. If you have the equation like by plus c is equal to 0, therefore y is equal to minus c by b, and hence the line is going to be parallel to x-axis, and the line and the point is going to be some 0 comma minus c by b, and here the point is minus b by a comma some 0. Means in this line ax plus, in this expression or equation ax plus by plus c equal to 0, if at all only a is equal to 0, we'll be getting by plus c equal to 0. If at all b is equal to 0, we'll be getting ax plus c is equal to 0. If at all ax plus c is equal to 0, then the line is parallel to y-axis. If at all by plus c is equal to 0, then the line is parallel to x-axis. In such a way you will be getting, and I think you all these we have discussed in your schooling, I think. Fine. So right from now the lines will be in the form of ax plus by plus c equal to 0, and what we call here the first degree equation, that is ax plus by plus c equal to 0 is a standard expression, and which will give us the straight line always. Okay. And if at all you notice any of the format of simple equation like px plus q is equal to 0, then such kind of equation also will give you a straight line, but there the line is parallel to y-axis. Okay, means something in the form of x equal to k and y equal to k format. For suppose the question is framed like this: x equal to k, y equal to k. What is x equal to k, which is a line parallel to y-axis? What is y equal to k? This is x equal to k, and this is y equal to k. This is a point 0 comma k, this is a point k comma 0. Perpendicular, and it is perpendicular. I can frame the statement in this way, that the equation which is parallel to y-axis and perpendicular to x-axis, that is x equal to k. So if I frame the question like this: what is the equation parallel to y-axis and perpendicular to x-axis? That is x equal to k. And the equation which is parallel to x-axis and perpendicular to y-axis, that is y equal to k. Means if at all you come across any situation like this, that somebody may ask you, what is the standard equation of the equation which is parallel to y-axis? You say simply x equal to k. What is the standard equation which is perpendicular to x-axis? Even then the equation is x equal to k. What is the equation which is parallel to x-axis? Y equal to k. What is the equation which is perpendicular to y-axis? Y equal to k. You just have the imagination immediately. The question speaks about the equation of the line which is parallel to y-axis. Which is parallel to y-axis, nothing but that should cut the x-axis at some point, so that that line will be some x equal to k. If the question frames like this, the equation which is perpendicular to x, means definitely that should cut the x-axis, so there will be the line again same, that is x equal to k. Parallel to y, x perpendicular to x, both are same. Both the lines you will get by x equal to k. Parallel to x, perpendicular to y will be same, that is y equal to k. Such kind of fundamental areas are there. You should be very, very careful. Okay. Now let's see the next important concept. Okay. In straight lines, for this only have been waiting for the long time. That is inclination of the line. What is that? Inclination of the line. Nothing but if you take the coordinate system, let's say x-axis and y-axis, some line, let's say L, makes some angle theta with the positive direction of the x-axis. Then what angle it is made with the x-axis, with the positive direction of the x-axis, that particular angle is said to be inclination. Means for suppose some line L is making 45 degrees angle with the positive direction of the x-axis. Then its inclination is said to be 45 degrees. If at all the line is making some 120 degrees angle, then its inclination is said to be 120 degrees. So whenever you are speaking about inclination, that is nothing but the angle which is made by that line with the positive direction of the x-axis. Hope you got my point here. So here the inclination can be up to what degrees? For suppose if a line is coinciding with x-axis, then I can take 0 degrees. Okay. And if the line is taking the angles in such a way, here first I have taken 45 and then 120. Similarly, I can take some other angle, let's say 160 degrees. Likewise, it can come up to 180 degrees again, means whatever the angle we take, either 0 degrees or 180 degrees, here the line is going to overlap, the line is going to coincide with the x-axis. Therefore, I can take the range of theta, that is 0 less than or equal to theta less than 180 degrees. Here I need not to take once again 180 less than or equal to 180, because when the line keep on rotating in such a way and coinciding with x-axis, then I can take the angle made by that line with the x-axis as 0 degrees only. So that the range of the inclination or the range of theta is taken as 0 degrees and 180 degrees in between them, and 0 degrees also included. Here if you take y-axis, its inclination with the x-axis is said to be 90 degrees, because here y-axis also a line L. This line L is making 90 degrees angle or perpendicular to x-axis, and hence its inclination, that is theta, is equal to 90 degrees. Definitely you notice that 90 degrees lying between 0 degrees and 180 degrees here. Hope you got my point here. If theta is the inclination, then it's a tangent, nothing but tan theta. Listen the words properly. If theta is the inclination, then it's a tangent, means tan value of that particular theta is said to be slope, and we denote it by m. What do we call? Slope. So now you please define the slope. Slope of the line, nothing but, if theta is the inclination made by the line with the positive direction of the x-axis, or inclination nothing but in the definition itself we are speaking. If theta is the inclination, then it's a tangent, that is tan theta is going to be slope of that line, and that we denote by m. Therefore, right from now, m is equal to tan theta is said to be slope of the line L, what we are taking in the coordinate system. It's a very basic point, but most of the students do not connect whenever it is necessary. I am telling you, what is slope? Slope of the line, nothing but if theta is the inclination, then it's a tangent, that is tan theta is said to be slope of the line, and we denote it by m. Therefore, what can be the values of m here? That is based on the range what we have taken for inclination. What is range for inclination here? 0 degrees and 180 degrees. Definitely, when you are taking different values of theta between 0 and 180, you will be getting different values of m. Means m can be either 0 or positive or negative. M can be 0 or it can be positive or it can be negative. It can be undefined also. Why? Check properly. I am taking theta is equal to 0 degrees. What is m? M is equal to tan 0 degrees, which is equal to 0. When is slope of the line 0? If theta is 0. Fine. Means if the line is parallel to x-axis or the line coincides with x-axis. In such case, we don't find the angle between them. Therefore, its slope m is equal to tan 0 degrees, which is equal to 0. That is the reason when you are talking about the slope of either x-axis or the line parallel to x-axis is said to be 0. Got my point here? If theta is equal to 0, m is equal to 0, slope is 0. Therefore, if somebody will ask you what is the slope of x-axis, you say 0. If somebody will ask you what is the slope of the line which is parallel to x-axis, 0. because no angle is found between x-axis and the line since they are parallel. Similarly, if you take the angle between 0 and 90, angle between 0 and 90 means if theta is going to be some value between 0 degrees and 90 degrees, then what is its tangent? M is equal to, let's say, some 45 degrees. What is tan 45? Which is equal to 1. Means here, whatever the value you take between 0 and 90, its output is going to be positive. You take some theta is equal to 30, positive. Because tan 30, 1 by root 3, its outcome is positive. When theta is 0, 0. When theta lies between 0 and 90, positive. When theta is equal to 90 degrees, it's a very important case. If theta is equal to 90 degrees, what is tan 90? M is equal to tan 90. Therefore, it is undefined. That is the reason when you are speaking about the slope of the line y-axis, then we say undefined. Not only y-axis, any line which is perpendicular to x-axis or any line which is parallel to y-axis, its slope is undefined. It is because the line is going to make 90 degrees angle with the x-axis, that is inclination is 90. As inclination is 90, tan 90 becomes undefined and hence the slope of the y-axis is not defined. Also the line which is parallel to y-axis, its slope also going to be undefined. If at all theta lies between 90 and 180, theta lies between 90 and 180, let's say 120 degrees. What is tan 120? You will learn in trigonometry. Tan 120 degrees can be written as tan 90 degrees plus 30 degrees. What is tan 90 plus 30? Minus cot 30. In case of odd multiple of 90, tan gets converted into cot and cot 30 is going to be root 3 because tan 60 is equal to cot 30. So here it is going to be minus root 3. Tan 30 is 1 by root 3, tan 60 is root 3, tan 60 is equal to cot 30 and hence the value of tan 120 is going to be minus root 3. So what outcome you are getting? Negative. You forget about this. Okay, you just consider only minus sign here. You will learn how to calculate these trigonometric values for the higher angles in the chapter trigonometry. Means whatever the value you are taking between 90 and 180, its outcome is going to be negative. And hence now you got clarity that nature of slope is depend on the inclination. If the inclination is 0 degrees, then the slope is 0. If the inclination is between 0 and 90, then the slope is positive. If the inclination is 90, then the slope is undefined. If the inclination is between 90 and 180, then the slope is negative. Means, yes, slope can be either positive or negative or 0, undefined. It can be any. Here there are 4 cases. Hope you understand the points whatever I have been discussing so far. First point is inclination. What is inclination? If a line L is making some angle theta with the positive direction of x-axis, then that theta is said to be inclination of the line. That theta can lie between 0 and 180 and it can be equal to 0. If theta is the inclination, then it's a tangent, that is tan theta is going to be slope of that line. And that we denote by m. Therefore, m is equal to tan theta is the slope of the line L, the entire coordinate geometry. If at all theta is 0, m is 0. If at all theta lies between 0 and 90, m is positive. If at all theta is equal to 90 degrees, then slope is undefined. If at all theta is lying between 90 and 180, then the slope is going to be negative. That is the nature of the slope what you are getting here. So you please make the note points of all these and particularly mention about the slope of x-axis and any line parallel to x-axis, slope of y-axis and any line parallel to y-axis. Tell me, what is slope of the line x-axis? 0. Slope of any line parallel to x-axis? 0. Slope of y-axis undefined. Slope of any line parallel to y-axis undefined. There are very, very important points. You have to make sure that you are minding them without any difficulty. Okay. Also write down the note point or theorem 1. Theorem 1. Slope of the line joining 2 points A x1 y1 and B x2 y2 is slope of AB is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Slope of the line passing through 2 points, that is A x1 y1 and B x2 y2 is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Why? What is the reason? Let us see. It's a simple task. First, suppose this is the line passing through 2 points A x1 y1 and B x2 y2. As if we have discussed in the distance formula. It's a simple idea. We have been discussing that slope nothing but tan theta. M is equal to tan theta. Means from this triangle, if you trace out tan theta, that is the slope. Tell me, what is this total distance? X2 minus x1. What is this distance? Y2 minus y1. Let's say ABC perpendicular. It is making some angle theta. So this also making some angle theta because these two lines are positive. It is of x1. It is of x2. Therefore, it is of x2 minus x1. Therefore, it is of x2 minus x1. It is of y2. It is of y1. So it is of y2 minus y1. And hence, on completing this entire figure, you are getting in this particular triangle ABC, tan theta is going to be opposite to theta by adjacent. What is opposite to theta? Y2 minus y1 by adjacent to theta, x2 minus x1, and hence our theorem fulfilled. How simple it is. What is the slope of the line passing through 2 points x1 y1 and x2 y2? Y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Why it is so? It is because the line is passing through 2 points such that it is going to make some inclination theta, and on completing the triangle, as if we have done in the distance formula, we have got adjacent as x2 minus x1 and opposite as y2 minus y1. Since we are talking about slope, our ultimate task is to get tan theta. Therefore, tan theta ratio according to trigonometry is opposite to theta by adjacent to theta. So that tan theta is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So right from now, if angle is not provided and only 2 points are provided, you can find out its slope by y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Got my point? So they are the fundamentals. It is the introduction part of straight lines. Okay. Don't think that the class is going a little faster. You people should get habituated. Okay. In the initial days, I used to take very slowly because you people are new. But now, almost 1 month passed that you might have connected with the classes. Okay. If you can follow up the classes in a speed manner, then you can do somehow better even in the examinations, and even in the classroom program also you can get connected with the faculty easily. Thank you.